Hi. Go. I stand before you, a graceful man who has experienced much in these past almost 2.5 years. Yet to endure so much over this period of time was nothing compared to the grace I received from God through so many of you. I wish to give you my deepest thanks for the work everyone did on my behalf. It's overwhelming so that many people work so hard and so long to reunite me with my family. It is hard to describe to you the challenges of 2 years and 4 months in prison. The first 2 months, I had no communication with my family at all. I knew nothing how they are doing, of their health or their life. After that, I would get letters from my family about once every 5 weeks. Nothing was private. What was written in those letters was the first read by my jailers. For the 11 months, I have no access to lawyers. After almost a year of being detained, they have a trial. The day before that trial, they provide me with a public defender, but he could not possibly defend me because one day before the trial, he had given a stack of paper more than 12 inches tall with charges against me and so-called evidence against me, with no time to possibly review, to question the so-called evidence, to have any short due process or justice under the law. They have written out a statement for me to sign, and the public defender's main job was to get me to sign a statement of words that were not even my own. I had no opportunity to defend myself. Even at the court, they told me I can explain myself, but when I start speak, they stop me. They silence me. So I want to extend my most grateful thanks to Representative Katie Porter and for her active involvement in my case, for taking the lead with her colleagues in Congress to continually fight for my return. I want to thank her for supporting not only me, but my family throughout this long ordeal. Congressman Alan Lowenthal, who know our community well and who have the courage to fight for justice, includes my own. Congressman Lou Correa, who worked with Representative Porter, who always support my return. Congressman Brad Sherman, who invited my wife, Helen, to testify before Congress about my case. Congressman Al Green of Texas and Congressman Ted Yoho of Florida, who both stayed involved in my case from the very beginning, include Congressman Ruda from Orange County. The Ambassador Daniel Crittenbrink, who met with my family and continued to push hard and ultimately won my freedom. Many members of the State Department who stayed focused and worked constantly on my case. Also the people from the U.S. Consulate in Saigon, who were my only outside contact for the last 2 years. I am grateful for the former Congressman S. Roy of Fullerton and the former Congresswoman Mimi Walker, who both fought for strongly in early days of my being detained, including holding 2 special orders in Congress. I also want to thank the Orange County community especially the Vietnamese communities, for their undying support, and also the media, local, national, and international, for the highlighting my case, for keeping it in public eyes. I know I was not forgotten, and my family was not forsaken. Thank you. I offer this thing because the injustice that I endure are foreign to what we believe here in America. I was essentially kidnapped with 3 others. They were taken up from the bus. No reason was given to me. No credential were presented to me. I was blindfolded, handcuffed, and put into the car by people in civilian clothes. I was fearful, very fearful. I was detained and interrogated for 16 hours at a time on many days. I was denied the ability to contact the U.S. consulate. 12 days later, the consulate was finally advised of my situation. After 24 days of detention under jailer supervision, I was able to meet with the consulate staff member about once every 5 weeks. Our conversation was monitored in person, and we will only talk about my health and basic needs, but nothing about my case at all. Nothing. This was my only opportunity to give and receive letters and food for my family. In the 11 months before my trial, I have endured this thing with no knowledge of the true condition of my family. I love my daughters. I love my wife. This was very stressful, but I also knew I had to be strong. I know my community is strong. I know even more that my family is very, very strong. What I could not possibly know was the determination of so many people, our government and my family, who would continue to fight for me for such a long period of time. Even my release was completely secret to me until I was in airport in Saigon. After my trial and 12-year sentence, I was sent to Thủ Đức prison, which had a section for foreigners. I met many people from many different countries. Many of them did not have the people back home fighting for them. Maybe they don't know how, or come from the country that does not have the freedom that we have here in America. Maybe they don't have the elected official who will fight for them as I did. Many of these people suffer even more than I did. I want to respect their case. They have it even harder than I did. They don't have Helen as their wife, and the government might not fight for them like my government fight for me. During my long imprisonment, the State Department asked my family not to say things publicly that I can compromise my case. I will do the same, not speaking further about my own case so I do not impact other people's cases. Thank you very much. Now I would like to turn this over Congressman Brad Sherman of Los Angeles.